Good evening. Thank you so much again for coming. I was so interested in what you had to say about lobbying on the Hill and the problems of money in politics in America. And that's become so pertinent with the recent gun control debate. And it's something which is, I think, quite foreign to us here. And I was just wondering, with the DARE campaign, whether you think it's going to be successful, why you think there's so much opposition to reforming the lobbying system, and how you think reform will come about.
So you want me to talk about guns and about the lobbying? All of it. Okay. Well, first, that was quite a comprehensive question, and I appreciate it very much. We're not giving up on guns. I mean, the fact is that we take an oath to protect. If you don't mind if I stand up, Joseph, so I can see. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution, but all that the Constitution stands for. So this is our first responsibility. Anybody in public life in America takes an oath to protect and defend the Constitution and all the rights contained therein. And we absolutely believe it is our moral responsibility to protect our children, our families, in their homes, in their schools, in their workplace, in our country, in our communities writ large. And we passed a bill in the 90s. It was hard. We lost the first vote, but then we came back and passed it. So I will tell you that regardless of the money in politics, the fear that is instilled by the National Rifle Association, the Gun Owners of America and all that, for us, it is inevitable that we will have a gun bill, a gun prevention bill. It may seem inconceivable to them, but we will shorten the distance between the inevitable to us and the inconceivable to them. This is very important. We're all very disappointed in the vote in the Senate. How could they not vote? This was a compromise bill. I mean, we wanted ban on atomic assault weapons, We passed that in the 90s. Many of my colleagues lost their seats in Congress because they voted for it. But they came back to us after the election and said, I would do it again. It's going to save lives. What's more important, my political survival or saving the lives of the American people? So they felt very comfortable where they were. These people who voted against, now, we wanted to ban assault weapons. Okay, they said that's going too far. We want to ban high-capacity magazines, 30 shots, all that. They said, well, I don't know if we can go there. So we said, okay, if you're going to have high capacity and you're going to have assault weapons, you must have strong background checks. They even compromised on that bill. But it's a good bill. It's not better or best, but it's a good bill. And they couldn't even vote for a compromise of a compromise of a compromise. And that's just reckless. So we are just going to keep beating the drum. 90% of the American people, 93% of the American people support strong background check legislation. Their voices have just not been heard by some people in Congress. There's nothing more eloquent to a member of Congress than the voice of his or her own constituents. So they have to hear it from them, not from us, trying to persuade, just trying to build understanding. What's your problem? What are your questions? But they have to hear from their constituents, and we believe that we can shorten that time. I believe that the role of money, just to get now to your broader question, has to be addressed. It's ridiculous that there would be so much money weighing in on the political process and on fear. People are afraid, and people say, well, they're afraid of the NRA because of the money they're going to spend against them in their election. Who cares? We care about the fear that those little children had in their eyes when a gunman came into their classroom. Who among us is so indispensable that we can't save children's lives because we want to save our own political life? And that applies in many of the areas that it's more, shall we say, pronounced when you're talking about guns and safety, your political safety or the children's safety. But it also applies in immigration reform, Wall Street reform, healthcare reform, any other subject that you can name. The biggest casualty of all of it is the hope and aspirations of the American people if they start to see that their voice is not important because money diminishes their voice. And that weakens a democracy. We're there to strengthen it, and so that's the fight that we'll have. Just take it way down. Remove all doubt in the public's mind that every person's voice is as valuable as anyone else's voice in it. So it's a decision. As I say, as Toynbee said, face your challenges. To do that, you have to decide to do it. We believe that we can put together the package that can be successful in that way.